This is some good shit.
Of the dopest dope I've ever smoked. Hands down, dopest dope I've ever smoked. Right
Not
here.
better.
Smoke weed every day.
Man, ain't nothing wrong with smoking weed. Weed is from the earth.
What's the deal, yo? Welcome back to the channel. Before we get started today, I want to thank every single one of you guys for helping the Smoking Buzz channel, aka the Wake and Bake podcast, hit our subscribe goal. My co-host is running late today, but that's all right though. We're gonna hold this down until he get here. But until he get here, we did hit 1,500 subscribers on the channel. I want to thank each and every one of you guys. We are on the road to 5,000 subscribers, guys. All you had to do was just click that button if you fuck with the content that we're giving out. And in honor of hitting 1,500, we are doing a giveaway. This giveaway is really personal to me because it's actually coming from my personal collection. What it is, we got to 1,500 subscribers. I will be picking 2 random people to give away 1 poster each off of this wall. They get to pick the poster other than my big, listen, when I say big 4 posters, right? We got that Joker poster in the corner that you can't really see that well, right? Then we got the Muhammad Ali poster. We got the Biggie Smalls poster, Notorious B.I.G., and we got the Miseducation of Lauryn Hill. Those big 4 posters up there, of course, my Kobe poster, but anything else is fair game. Even my beloved J. Cole poster. So that's what we're doing for the giveaway. We're going to be giving away 1 of the posters off the wall to 2 people. So 2 posters off the wall, one for each of those guys or girls that win this giveaway. So we definitely appreciate you guys so much, man. Real, we couldn't do what we do or be where we be right now, especially on this channel without you guys. We got so much more coming down the road, whether it be interviews and hell, even little skits that we developing and stuff. Everything is up on the table at this. It's all about putting out more content and figuring out where we can thrive the most at. And as long as we got people like you guys supporting, we're going to just keep moving forward. So the funny thing about it, this past week, we hit that milestone, the 1,500 subscriber milestone, but we also hit some other, I guess, I wouldn't say milestones, but some other achievements we got out there. So I did a couple reaction videos over the week. If you guys haven't seen 2 of them, one of them was for Wale, the other one was for JID, and both of these guys acknowledged our reactions this week. Wale actually quoted us, you know, and was able to put it out there in the algorithm, get us a couple of more views and some love. Definitely appreciate him, without a doubt. One of my favorite rappers. You guys know how I feel. I done already talked about how I felt about Wale and what he does or bring to hip hop. Shout out to the bro. We definitely appreciate. Hold on. We definitely appreciate you guys because y'all got your boy feeling himself a little bit. You know, y'all gonna be out here doing what y'all doing. But then, you know, JID was like, "Yo, let me like homeboy tweet," because he did it 32 freestyle, and he put his high school highlight tape from his football playing years and shit on there, and I was so ecstatic by that, I completely lost track of the goddamn track itself. Actually, not listening to it because I was too busy breaking down his plays on the field. And yo, hey, he was a problem at DB. Whether he played corner or safety, or you know, he was just roaming around. It looked like he played a lot of zone defense like that. But he had some really good instincts, and he showed that on that tape. That was high school tape too. So I wonder what he looked like in college when he got a little bit bigger, a little bit stronger, or whatever. But he's short, so you can only do but so much. No offense. But I definitely appreciate those 2 guys showing love and support. I definitely appreciate each and every one of you guys that's been doing the same thing for us. Like I said, my co-host is running short, but he will be here and we will talk about so much more than what I am talking about right now. But while we're here, let me get into a couple things that I did want to talk about personally. Football season is directly around the corner. I can't wait for it. And one of my favorite halftimes, or one of my favorite things about football season, is training camp. You know, you get to watch these guys go through training camp and see these guys get in shape and get ready for the regular season. You get to start speculating on the rookies and the free agents. And for some teams, like my team, the Dallas Cowboys, you get to start to see what the new coaching staff is going to implement when it comes to your team's game plan, whether it be on the offense or defensive side of the ball, because we have 2 new and showrunners, if you will, with a whole new defensive coordinator, and then Brian Schottenheimer is being our new head coach, although he was our offensive coordinator. But this is going to be a fun experience in the off season. We better stop bullshitting. Y'all heard me say a couple of weeks ago on the pod that we got to stop bullshitting and pay Micah Parsons right the fuck now. We have to pay that man immediately. We still haven't paid him. We still playing games with him. We seeing what's happening right now between him, Jerry Jones, Stephen Jones, Cowboy organization. Micah is not going to let y'all play for real. He's going to tax you basically. Every time you think you want to play games with him, he's going to tax you. So stop the games. Pay that man. He deserves it. Give him what he's worth for real. I'm so excited for what's going to happen in this coming year. Not necessarily excited talking about, well, we're going to the playoffs or we're going to the Super Bowl. None of that bullshit. I'm excited to see what our team is going to be because we got some of the right pieces. We don't have all the right pieces. No team ever has all the right pieces. And the teams that end up having all the right pieces at a particular time, they definitely end up winning the Super Bowl. But no team really has that at all times. So I'm not expecting us to have all the right pieces, but I do want to see what we do with the pieces that we have. I've been seeing Osa Odigizua workout videos in the off season and shit, and he out here doing his work. I was watching some of the tight end U training camp, well, some of their off season workouts, and shout out to all the guys that attended tight end university. Shout out to George Kittle for really making it a thing. As a guy that's a really big advocate for the tight ends and offensive line play, but you know, I was always infatuated with the tight end position. Shit, even when I played football, that's the position I wanted to play on offense. You know, I ended up playing offensive line, but I always wanted to play tight end. Tight end is one of my favorite positions. But shout out to him for keeping that in the forefront, not putting it, but keeping the tight end position, especially because these guys got huge personalities. They're some of the best athletes on the field when it comes to just pure athleticism for real. They're just as fast as some of the receivers, can jump higher than a lot of those guys because most of these tight ends have a basketball background. Shout out to, you know what I'm saying, the tight end university thing. I want to see my guy, Jake Ferguson, excel this year, man. I want to see him get so much better. And I know he can. I just want to see him just be consistently better each and every week. I know that Dak is going to look for him even when he's not open. Dak is going to look for him. He trusts him. And that's one thing that I like about the fact that we got Jake Ferguson on our team because Dak trusts him. He's going to keep going to him no matter what happens. But last year was kind of off season, in my opinion, for Jake because of the injuries, and he couldn't really do too much after the catch like he would normally do. You know, you saw it a couple seasons before then that Jake was that guy after the catch. We want to get that kind of Jake Ferguson back for the yak yards. We want that guy back. Hopefully we get him back. Hopefully Shotty can open up this offense a little bit more when it comes to, you know, throwing the ball downfield. Now, when I say open up the offense, I'm not saying we got to throw the ball 40 times a game. I'm saying when we do throw the ball, open that bitch up. Take some deep shots down the field. Take some deep shots over the middle of the field. Just, you know, deep shots in general. Back off the DBs a little bit. And let them be able to play bump and run on your receivers all the time. And I don't think they'd be able to do that this year anyway because of George Crash Out Pickens. And we got, you know, a CeeDee Lamb, of course, wide receiver 1 on the other side. I mean, wide receiver 1 and wide receiver 1A, you know what I'm saying? It don't even matter. But both of those guys are going to get busy this year. As long as Dak stay healthy, hell, a lot of people believe that Joe Milton, even if Dak don't stay healthy, that Joe Milton might be more than serviceable to come in and do what he need to do to help the Cowboys win. But that's a whole nother story. But yo, I am just so excited for the football season. There's so much stuff coming down the pipeline. Of course, we saw that, what's his name? Jalen Ramsey got traded from Miami to Pittsburgh for Minkah Fitzpatrick, who was traded from Miami to Pittsburgh some years back and shit. He's going back. Minkah Fitzpatrick is going back to Miami, and Jalen Ramsey is going to Pittsburgh. But the funny thing about it is they traded away their safety, right? To go get a guy that they hope can transition to safety. Now, don't get me wrong. I understand why you did it. I don't know if you necessarily want to pay Minkah, because I know his contract got to be coming up soon. And I know you probably don't want to pay him, or if you did pay him, you don't want to continue to pay him because he has been injury prone the last couple of seasons. I understand that wholeheartedly. But trading away a Pro Bowl safety or a corner that you hope, and I'm not just saying any corner. This is Jalen Ramsey. He's damn near a safety as is, but you're hoping that he can translate to this safety position the way that Minka, when he was healthy, was able to. But Jalen is a hell of a player, man. Like he's gonna go tackle. He got great instincts. He's always around the football. So moving him to safety definitely might help out a lot. Definitely might help out a lot. He's not afraid to tackle in the run game. He's not afraid to help out. Like I said, he's a really short tackler. And then that's one thing that I think that he don't get enough credit for is being that physical and that good of a tackler when it comes to the run game or even just short game. Blowing up them plays on the outside, them jailbreak screens and shit like that. Jalen Ramsey is one of them ones for real. So I wouldn't be shocked if he does flourish at safety. Like I said, the Steelers is taking kind of a chance by rolling the dice by doing that. But if anybody could do it, it will be Jalen Ramsey. We'll do it and succeed at it for real. We gotta stop playing with bro. I know in this generation, this new day and age, that people just for some reason love to see greatness fail. For some reason, I'm not one of those. We like to see great people and great things and great athletes or whatever succeed because that's what they're there for. That's what they. And the moment they stop doing it, they should retire. That's how I look at it. It shouldn't be up to the fans to tell you to retire. It should be up to you. Should know how great you once was. If you can't be that, then go. Or in this case, go to a different position that you can provide a better service at than what you was given at your current position. And if that's the case, like I said, if he becomes pretty damn good safety, some people believe that Jalen Ramsey right now is a top 10 safety in the league. Some people even say top 5. I wouldn't go that far. I wish my co-host was here right now to have this conversation. Maybe when he do get here, we double back to this shit for it. But as of right now, I think that Jalen Ramsey, don't doubt him, put like that. Don't count him out by any means. But it's so funny though, because I feel like they, with the exception of Joey Porter, I don't know if they have the bull number 25, Elliott. I don't know if they still have him over there on that safety too. But their defensive backfield is kind of old for real. So that might, and no disrespect to, Darius Slay or Jalen Ramsey, but I'm just saying that defensive backfield is a little, got some mileage on those guys. You gotta be careful when you getting those guys. The names is there, but the tread is also there too. All right, so we got bro here. He finally made it and shit. It's the holiday weekend, so.
Yeah, what's going on, y'all?
How you feeling, bro?
I'm good, man. What's up?
That's what I'm talking about. My co-host Jay Will, I gotta say his name every episode. Make sure y'all know my guy name. He ain't active on social media like that.
Yeah, we gonna fix that though.
You damn skip. Nothing, man. I was talking about the shit that I was giving you the rundown with about the Steelers and their guys and what's been going on, all the movement that they made. And one thing that I did say, I think where I left off, what I was talking about was how old their defensive backfield is. Even though they got the names, they got a lot of tread on them tires.
Oh yeah, they definitely do.
But they got some money issues. They got some superstar issues.
They got some stuff they gotta figure out.
So I don't know. Yeah, I'm about to say I don't know how you feel. I don't know where you think that this could possibly go, but there is a situation on the horizon with T.J. Watt.
Yeah, I mean, like you just said, after making that trade with Jalen Ramsey and Minkah Fitzpatrick, they still have to figure that part out, right? So
right.
I'm again not exactly sure, but I believe he's making north of $26 million this upcoming season.
You talk about Jalen?
Yeah, Jalen Ramsey.
Yeah. It's definitely north of 26.
Yeah, so they're gonna have some decisions to make. I think they already knew that, man. This is why they probably weren't able to keep both players at the wide receiver, being DK Metcalf and again, man, who's now Dallas Cowboys. The money should be there though, honestly, because I don't see who are they really paying that quarterback. Usually, quarterback is usually
that's where right, yeah. And it's not like they're not paying too many people for on the offensive side.
That's what I'm trying to figure out. So it's like, I'm not exactly sure what their cap is, but like the boys wanted to figure something out.
I don't think that you should be flirting with giving away your franchise player. I mean, regardless of what it could be worth, this guy's a defensive player of the year multiple times. Ain't he a 2-time defensive player of the year?
I believe so.
Yeah. Like
Like you pay him, man. He supposed to be finishing in that black and gold.
Hell yeah.
Supposed to make sure of that.
Hell yeah. You and I hate to make this comparison only because he's a Ram fan, but you're supposed to give him the Aaron Donald treatment.
Yeah, man.
And
I mean, too many people like Aaron Donald.
no, that's true.
But
I mean,
if anybody was close,
I was about to say the same thing.
I'll take
Yeah.
T.
CJ's on that trajectory, right? Look, and then on top of that, hearing the names of the teams that's in the conversation of the trade as a as a team in the NFC East, two of those teams are in the NFC East, and neither one of them are the Cowboys. So I don't want that to happen at all.
Yeah.
Keep his ass over at Pittsburgh and that other conference. I don't even want that man in my conference for real. Keep him over there for real. But so do you think that Pittsburgh will fuck around it? Because Pittsburgh don't. I realize Pittsburgh really don't like paying motherfuckers.
Nah, they don't. No, I think they'll get it done.
I hope so.
I think they will.
I hope so.
Because again, they have their quarterback. They got, but I guess Minka was due for a contract. So I think they were just like,
right, yeah.
We ain't doing. And let's be honest, like Minka, he kind of lost the step this past season, man.
Injury.
Right. So I can kind of understand why they made the move, I guess, because like I guess paying Jalen 26 versus trying to re-up for something that's later.
Right. And do we know if they're going to keep Jalen after this year?
Well, I think it all depends on his performance.
Yeah, and
They can't owe him that much.
they might try to
Because if I'm not
reconstruct.
mistaken, that's not a deal even the Dolphins made. I think I want to say that's a deal towards the end part of what the Rams
It
did.
could be.
I mean, if I'm not mistaken.
I feel like he read up at the
Maybe he
at
did
Miami
re-up
and
in
shit,
Miami,
yeah.
then.
I
Yeah.
feel like he did. I might be wrong though. I feel like he did though.
Yeah, well, I guess they feel that's a cheaper option going forward. You know what I mean? Because they could probably a lot easier probably to move him.
So look, I'm so happy we even getting the chance to talk football. We still 1 month out at least from preseason games for real.
Mhm.
But to just move over a little bit to a different sport, because there's been so much movement in sports lately for real, especially the two major sports that we definitely watch and cover, the NBA, NFL. The NBA, some fucking movement.
But just to pretty much follow up on what Bro said. Again, thank you guys. 1,500 subscribers.
Oh yes, sir. Yes, sir.
It's a big deal. You know what I mean? A lot of that happens because of you guys. We appreciate it. Thank you. Please, let's keep growing. It's just the beginning.
Hell yeah. Hell, I ain't mad at you. But the movement that's been going on in the NBA, I just saw, I think yesterday. First of all, before I even talk about anything else, put some respect on Dame Lillard's name. First of all, he should not be getting waived by anybody. I don't give a fuck
Boy,
if his knee is falling off the bone.
but the fact that he still has his salary over $22 million, 5 years.
They said they eat that.
5 years, and he gets to pick any contender or any team, period, that he wants to go to. Whether he
Could have traded him and got something for him. It's so like in that point, this is how I look at it. This is, I don't want to say it's personal, but I feel like that's more of a shot at Giannis than it is anybody. Like, yo, this is no longer your team now.
I mean, what do you do after something like that?
I think Giannis.
They ended up signing, I believe, it's Miles Turner.
Yeah, they did. They signed him to a 4-year, 100 and something crazy dumbass deal and shit. And don't get me wrong, if Miles Turner got signed to a team that I'm rooting for, I'm here for it. But damn, I mean, in exchange for Dame Lillard, like,
At least, like you said, especially when you say the names, that's what it's just like Miles Turner. He's a solid player,
right?
Damn.
Perennial
Go.
all-star superstar, right? For nothing though. Like I can understand letting them go. You know, shit ain't work out, all that, but letting them go for nothing, like not getting anything, and then eating that too, because you still paying. You know what I'm saying? You still giving it the bread.
Yeah,
So
sure.
it's like you basically like, hey yo, bro, you can do what you want, go chill. We still gonna pay you. And look, go to a contender. You know what I'm saying?
We gotta just wait and see what Giannis' next move gonna be.
KD over there in Houston with them young boys. That's gonna be dope. That's gonna be dope. I'm actually here for it. I'm actually here for it.
Next move, we definitely want to see what Dame is. Like you said, you can go to the Rockets and play with KD. Who knows? You may want to try something different. You know what? Let's go to Orlando.
You and this fucking Orlando. Hey, LA, you know what I'm saying?
LA, Lakers.
Clippers are Lakers. I wouldn't go to the Clippers personally, but they got a nice new stadium.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They're dope. But I don't know. Yo, it's like Cooper Flag and the way that Dallas look now. You know what I'm saying? With him being in the lineup and the moves that they make, and
Well, either both of them gonna be rehab.
yeah, him and Kyrie basically. But
It
it's
might be. I like Houston.
it's some spots out there. But it's been player movement. It's been some dope stuff going on. I think that we definitely leaving I think we've been left it, but this season has solidified it. Well, this offseason has solidified it that we left the super team era.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's just basically go ball and try to win the championship. We got 7 different champions the last 7 years.
Well, yeah, it's because players. I feel like it's harder to put these super teams or these big 3 teams together. A lot of times, it's LeBron made it look kind of easy. Boston, they made it look good, but it's a lot more than just taking the biggest names you can find and putting them on.
And just right, yeah.
Especially when guys have similar skill sets or do similar things just on the court. You have to have guys who can kind of cover all things. That's why I like how Boston had it lined. Having somebody who kind of do that mid range, Paul Pierce,
sniper outside.
Right.
Yeah. You had young Rondo running the whole show. You know what I'm saying? Orchestrating everything.
Exactly. So.
That was a well put together team, and they only won 1 championship because of Doc Rivers. Let me stop that. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to just keep shitting on Doc Rivers for only winning 1 championship with so many great teams. I'm not going to do that.
You could.
But who is the coach of right now? I forgot. I forgot all about that shit. I thought he was still over in. No, what was his last squad? Was it? Damn, boy, he fucked up everywhere. All right, let me.
Yeah. Next thing.
I don't want Austin Rivers coming at our podcast, bro. You know how he get. Right. He said that the NBA players can play in the NFL right now. Right now, he said.
He still ain't one of them.
Thanks. But was there any other NBA news or anything that you saw that was interesting that you wanted to talk about? I saw some shit about Ben McLemore that was fucking wild.
Man, you know what?
Did you see that? Let's see, because my man E, shout out to my guy E, he had sent me some shit, some DM on IG. But I had saw it on Twitter too. But I know I can get to it easier here and shit.
Why you?
But yeah, Ben McLemore and shit, right? Guilty of rape. Yeah, 21-year-old woman at a 2021 house party and shit. So crazy work. He was found guilty. I'm not here to defend or try to break down the case because I don't know nothing about it. But that is some news that I just, you know what I'm saying?
That's the actual, like, from the courts?
Yeah. That's not my first time seeing it either. That's just, like I said.
It's not alleged?
No, it's not alleged. Yeah,
okay.
This is factual, actual. Yeah, but you guys, look, so this is one of the moments that I like to call a teachable moment. And I'm not saying that I've ever been in this position, but, common sense can take you a long ass way. When you got a whole bunch of money, there's going to be a lot of people that try to throw themselves at you, whether it be man, female, or indifferent. You got to know how to be smart when it comes to protecting yourself and your brand.
Mar Chase.
You saw that, right? Man said, let me slide to the left. My boy said, nah, I'm straight.
Yeah, men and women both ways, man. No mean no.
What my man Marshawn Lynch say, man? Take care of your mentals and take care of your chicken. That's two important things, man. Don't do no dumb shit and don't get your money stolen. As simple as that. Don't do that, man. And just think about the opportunities that you're giving up when you about to do some dumb shit. You ain't worked your whole entire fucking life just to give it up on a dumbass decision. Please keep that shit in mind, guys. Please. Bro, I got a Blazing 5 for you.
Word?
Yeah, I got one. In honor of the motherfucking holidays, even though we celebrate Juneteenth, we do appreciate some good barbecue food. You know what I mean? I know you do. I do definitely. You know what I'm saying?
I want to go for a plate.
I had some a little bit earlier from So in honor of the holidays and barbecue season in general, our Blazing 5 is going to be about exactly that. So Blazing 5 Rapid Fire, I'm going to give Jay 5 mainstays when it comes to the barbecue, and you got to rank them.
All right, let's do it, man.
We're going to start off just like that. And we're not talking about any type of barbecue. We're talking about a particular, like our type of barbecue. You know what I'm saying? So we're starting off like this. Liquor.
Man, I'm going to put that 4.
Number 4. We're going to go to ribs. Number 3, I think that's pretty low, for real. What about glizzies?
We'll put that at 5.
Spades.
Number 2.
Okay.
Oh, this ain't gonna work. Go ahead, man.
Potato salad.
Oh, man. That's number 1. Depending on who make it.
Like I said, it's one of our barbecues. So I think you're safe on that side. You know what I'm saying?
But this is why he can't do the Blazing 5. Y'all see what he just did?
But I'm going to set him up every time.
Yeah.
No. was gonna throw in Frankie
Wow.
Beverly and Maze
Yeah,
for real. Ain't throw nothing. He said. Speaking of which, good segue. You know, Diddy was found guilty on 2 accounts, right? I'm not mistaken. Am I mistaken? It was 2 accounts.
Yeah, it was. He was found.
He was acquitted on.
Well, he was found guilty, I believe, on 2 counts of prostitution.
Okay. Yeah. Transporting prostitution, some shit like that.
Yeah.
So look, here's my thing about this. Let me get off the Blazer 5 graphic. Here's my thing about this, right? When it comes to the Diddy situation, I could give a fuck about that man personally or which way does it go. I just got one question. Where was all this energy at for Robert Kraft and Jerry Jones that was transporting prostitutes, sometimes even on team buses? So that's the only question I have to ask. Like I said, bro know how I feel personally about Diddy. I don't like the motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? So I don't give a fuck what happens to him personally. I just want to know where all that energy was at for Jerry Jones and Robert Kraft when they got caught up on the same shit, but somehow didn't have to go to, you know what I'm saying, to court federally for this bullshit.
Hey man, you know, America, it ain't kind to everybody.
You ain't like, even if you a billionaire, but if you a black billionaire, your money might be a little bit different than them white tees.
I mean, it's all what goes on in our little section of our community. It's whether you feel that you're a victim or
right.
It's all in the same. Whether it was Pim, Cassie, like Robert Kraft, they probably got those issues with whoever he's dealing with.
I mean, I guess I can understand that, but I know that Jerry Jones did. You know what I'm saying? I know that Jerry Jones had those issues, but a couple of people that came out against him, and somehow that just magically went away.
Hey man,
it didn't. I know it ain't go federal.
Money talk, man. Yeah.
Then you ain't lying. You ain't lying.
Money talk, brother.
You ain't lying. Maybe if you would have gave what somebody asked for, you probably wouldn't have got it. Probably wouldn't have got this far if you caved in. You know what I'm saying? But to move off of that quickly, because I don't really give a fuck about it personally.
Before we go to the next thing, I want to say something and get your opinions. Let's talk about this real quick. So, where we are, in the tri-state, Delaware.
You reading my mind. That's exactly where I was going.
Oh, okay, I'm in New Jersey, PA area. Where we are from, New Jersey. So currently, right now, in Philadelphia.
Mm-hmm. We both got family and loved ones that live in Philly.
Yeah, for the people who don't know, currently right now in Philadelphia, one of the biggest unions they have is DC 33 or district.
33rd district, yeah.
They are currently on strike, and that same union controls multiple different things, but one of the biggest things is the sanitation.
A lot of essential aspects.
Yeah, essential workers, and yeah, for sure.
Whether it comes from the dispatchers for the police, so that means slower. You know what I'm saying?
Crossing guards.
Yeah, times crossing guards.
Maintenance pool.
I'm about to say the custodians and stuff like that for the airport and stuff. Right. Of course, the sanitation workers.
Yep.
There's so many people that's going to be affected by this in Philadelphia that we do have to do something about that. So anybody that has access, please reach out to the proper people and make sure you do what you have to do to get the ball rolling in the right direction. There are people out there doing trash removals out of their personal vehicles, or even, getting vehicles to do these things and help out their communities.
Yeah.
Make sure you guys, if I do get the opportunity, I will put their information up here so you guys can get access to those, because this is not a joke. Last time that this district or this union went on strike was
1986.
1986. That's 40 years ago. Yeah. And if you guys go and look up at those pictures and see how the trash was piled up back then, we don't want to repeat of that. Like I said, we both have loved ones out in Philly. We both have friends, family out in Philly that we don't want to be affected by this. There's so much stuff. Like I said, not just the sanitation part, just everything. If something happened to your loved one, you got to call 911. The response time might be delayed because they don't have that many dispatchers to take the call. So it's things that we got to get on top of. Shout out to LL.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely shout out to him. But it's all, like you said, it's a trickle down effect. So all these different things, I think they're only opening with 5.
Right. Yeah. Even now, I saw earlier that they asking people to stop already at the drop-off centers. They said they feel like it's too much. There's too much trash already at the drop-off centers. So they asking people to stop bringing trash already to the drop-off centers, the designated drop-off centers that they had.
Yeah, I hope this doesn't go very long.
When you got a mayor that can't spell the name of your football team, you knew something was fishy. You knew something was the fuck up. I promise you.
It's usually not a good. I'll just hopefully they do return back to the table so both the union and the city can figure it out.
Hell yeah.
Because as of now, I'll just like me and my host was just talking about LL Cool J actually he's supposed to perform at a concert that was supposed to be going on.
Why America Fest or something like that. Yeah.
And not only him but Jasmine Sullivan.
Yeah, right. And she's a Philadelphia native.
Yeah, so they're pretty much just standing with the union, the DC 33, and pretty much they're not even performing until something gets done with that contract. So, yeah, we all definitely stand with them.
Yeah, and 100% support for the 33rd district and that whole union over there for real. We definitely stand in support with you guys, and hopefully you guys can get to a resolution soon because it's affecting everybody in that city. It's affecting everybody, including the people that's fighting against the unions.
So guys, just stay locked in, man. Everybody know these are the times where we all we need to come together and help each other. So man, help your neighbors. Look out for the older people in the neighborhood. Help wherever you can.
Yeah, for real.
You know what I mean? Stay strong. I'm a union worker myself, so Teamster 680, all that. So.
No doubt.
So just now y'all gonna be all right.
And I think that's a real important point right there. There's definitely that time that you help out your neighbors. You know what I'm saying? You help out, especially because me being able to live in Philly for as long as I did, for about 10 plus years. Like a lot of people that live on those blocks been living on those blocks for years, decades. Some, you know what I'm saying? Most of them been there for decades. So y'all look out for each other. Most of y'all do, so continue to keep doing that. Philly is one of the strongest cities in the world, damn well in this nation. We know you guys make it through there, and we got your back over here and shit.
Right.
But as we continue to move on, bro, it's so funny because we coming from a place of solidarity with Philly, and shout out to those guys, to a place of resentment, if you will. Nah, I'm not gonna say if you will. That was the term that was used. So over this past week, T-Pain and Drake had a little war. Drake and Chubbs had a war of words with T-Pain. I should say, yeah, man. So T-Pain was on a goddamn podcast, right? And he said, to a certain extent, I don't want to misquote, bro, but I do know that he said to this extent that Drake said that you would never have to kick him out because he would bow out gracefully type shit. And T-Pain said that Drake didn't take his own advice by bowing out gracefully. And a lot of people took that the wrong way. I think a lot of people took that by saying that T-Pain thought that Drake should retire. I don't think that's what T-Pain was saying. I think T-Pain was saying the way you bowed out of the battle should have been done differently.
Oh, like pretty much like take an L?
Yeah. Take an L gracefully and keep it fucking moving. That's what he was saying. You know what I'm saying? Instead of dropping 19 tracks, a bullshit R&B album, and suing, and then hopping on every stream possibly, whenever Kendrick announced something, you was moving like you wanted attention. You should have just took some time off, bro. You said you was going to take that vacation on Heart Part 6. You never took the vacation. You've been working ever since the Heart Part 6.
I just feel like Drake didn't have to, because Drake, overall, he's a dope artist, bro.
Hell yeah.
Drake is a dope artist. He's been one of the best artists, for a while now. You didn't have to. You ain't got to do that, bro. Listen, you win some, you lose some. You know what I mean? Listen, even Jay-Z, lost to Nas, so we know who better out of them two.
Yeah, nice.
You know what I mean? I don't know about that, but you know what I mean?
It's nice. You're right. Go ahead. You 100% correct.
Sometimes you just got to take a loss, man. You know what I mean? That's all, man.
Stop coming at my guy, T-Pain. T-Pain is a fucking national treasure. He's one of my favorite artists. Bro can do no fucking wrong. Shout out to T-Pain, Nappy Boy Radio, all that streaming shit he do. I'm a huge fan of bro. Right. I think he's one of the best artists that don't get the respect that he deserves. I sit there and watch this man stream and he makes songs on the fucking spot. I'm pretty sure your favorite artist can't do that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, give T-Pain a lot more respect that you guys are trying to throw away from him. He was definitely a blueprint for a lot of your favorite artists, especially nowadays. Comes to the singing and rapping type of vibes and shit. Give that man a little bit more credit. Chubbs, you corny as shit for being in the club asking the DJ to play T-Pain. You set up a fucking skit like, hey, I'm gonna ask you to play T-Pain. Make sure you say no when I record it, okay? Like, kiss my ass, bro. That was corny as shit. I don't like niggas that move like that. Y'all whack is fucked for moving like that. But I don't think that should have been like no resentment. People, Drake said that it was resentment in T-Pain's voice every time he speaks on his name. I don't think that there's resentment in T-Pain's voice. I think T-Pain is one of those people that's honest with his opinion, and it might rub people the wrong way. I also feel like we need more of that when it comes to these guys that have their podcasts and platforms in hip hop. Pussyfooting around so much shit. If y'all was being honest, that Jim Jones shit would have never fucking hit.
No, that would have.
Jim would have still been Jim. Jim would have still been Jim at the end of the day.
There was a young boy from I don't know where he was from, but
even then, check these young niggas. He's from Jersey. He was from Jersey. 22. Talk about he grew up on Ballin'. That's just not logically possible.
Yeah, I was like in high school.
That's what I'm saying. If you 22, you was born in what, 2003? Ballin' came out with 2005?
I was like 6.
2006, you was 3 years old. You grew up with J. Cole and Drake and Kendrick. That's your era. Kid Cudi and those guys. You know what I'm saying? That's your era and shit. You grew up with them. Stop that shit, bro. But like,
I get where there is a connection. I get it because
he dressed like a young boy.
Well, yeah, a lot of what he does is probably a little bit more
to the younger generation.
They probably see him a little bit more
like a
Yeah, like
they see what Jones do as obtainable, whether it's
right.
not
Jim outside. Jim, gonna see Jim doing records with people like Bay Swag and
right.
You know who that is?
No.
So that's where I think the connection starts.
No, but I mean, it makes sense.
Cobain and all that.
That's what's
right.
up.
So I think because then, and that's also a thing, right? Because when you used to do records with the younger artists, it is a different look, right?
Oh yeah, hell yeah.
Don't get me wrong, right? Some people, Nas has done things similar, but that's just how it goes. I just think Jim is just fully.
I don't give a fuck about none of that. Yeah, he's still on some bullshit when he said what he said. And how he went about it and shit.
Yeah,
but the whole purpose of him, the whole purpose of him doing that was to get the type of discord that he's been getting.
Right.
So
that's what I'm saying. Like,
it works out, you know what I'm saying? It works out for him. It works out for us as content. I ain't tripping. You know what I'm saying? I'm not really tripping about it.
All it takes is one person to believe.
Right. Right. No doubt. Right. Facts. No, that's a fact though. Yeah. But I don't think that that Jim Jones and Nas really, it's not really an issue. Like It's definitely Jim Jones trying to find a way to keep his name I don't want to say relevant because it sounds like he's not relevant when you say that, you know what I'm saying? But just to keep the conversation going about himself, you know what I'm saying? Rather it be a conversation with Nas or a conversation with Cam and 50. Like I said, Jones, as of lately, he's been in every fucking conversation.
He's gonna milk it for what it's worth.
Hey, I can't get mad at that. I really can't get mad at that.
That's what we're doing right now.
I can't get mad at that at all. It's so funny that we've been talking hip hop and we came from the Drake and T-Pain situation. Now, like I said, I don't think that it was anything malicious that T-Pain was trying to say. I think he was really just calling back to what Drake said and was like, "Hey man, remember when you said this? You should have did that." You know what I'm saying? That's all that was. That's all that was, in my opinion. But since we in this hip hop world and shit, do we got a start cut bench? Do we have
one this week?
I mean, I don't have one in particular for you. Did you have one?
A start cut bench? Not off the top.
All right, so since we don't have a start cut bench, how about we just talk about some of the things that we figured out, what we found out this week? Like my guy Keith David. I don't know if you guys. I was just about to go into I don't know if you guys know who Keith David is, but you damn sure should.
Yeah.
So he played in every fucking thing, basically. What's one of the main things that we know? I know him from being the president on Rick and Morty as of recently, but he played in so much.
I can give you a list of some of his work.
Please do.
So we're talking about probably one of the more recent things. It was a show on OWN Network that some of us know called Greenleaf.
Okay, I never watched it, but I do know that.
He was on a show also called Community.
Right, okay.
He's been in movies like Barbershop 2.
Oh, yeah. He was the dude that was trying. I keep calling that man Craig.
Yeah.
I give Ice Cube the money. Like, you going to take this money, you know?
Yeah, so between that, he played in, I believe, The Princess and the Frog.
Yeah, he was.
Voice acting. He did a lot of voice acting. Gargoyles.
Are you ready? What's my boy? Oh, yeah, he was the main nigga at Gargoyles, bro.
Pretty much.
The lionfish shit. He's the main nigga.
Yeah, man. Like
Hell yeah. I mean, voice acting work, he done did that. He done did everything.
he's been on video games like Mass Effect,
Saints Row.
Duty, Modern Warfare. So
yes, sir.
You know what I mean? He's definitely been somebody who's a consistent person for years.
Keith David is an iconic voice.
Easily since the early 80s to now. And he's he's getting his just due, considering he now will be an inductee in the Hollywood
Walk of Fame, and much deserved.
So give it up for him.
Hell yeah. You know what
I mean? So
hell yeah.
And if you guys are not familiar with him, let's look him up, and I'm sure he's a familiar face, and you know some of his work.
And if I'm not mistaken, he was the voice of HBO's Spawn.
Yes, he was.
And I don't know if y'all remember that series. That was a dope ass series back in the day, for real.
I remember that.
Hell yeah. Hey, look. Speaking of Spawn, right? So that's another poster that could be up for grab during the giveaway.
Right,
like I said, we're giving away 2 posters off the wall to 2 lucky people. All you got to do is be a subscriber, and I'm grabbing somebody at random. Make sure that you have your subscribers on so I can see that you subscribe.
And why not? I mean, you got a chance it can be you.
Right. All right, it could be nobody, and I can keep my shit on my wall. I don't really like giving away nothing. You know what I'm saying? Nah, it don't count.
That's not what you just said.
Nah, he don't count.
Count.
But look, hold up. Before we get off of Keith David, right? Because God bless Tony Todd. But I was just watching the Tales in the Hood series, right? So the first Tales in the Hood had Clarence Williams as the main guy that was telling all the stories, right? Another iconic actor, and you know what I'm saying, in our world. We know him as damn, I can't remember his fucking name from Blue Hill Avenue.
Oh my God, now you got me drawing.
I can't remember his name from Blue Hill Avenue, boy. But that's one of the movies that we definitely know him the most from.
Oh, and that's another one that Keith David was in. Keith David was in Dead President.
There you go, another one. Facts.
And I was imagining the image, and I'm like, what movie was it? It was Dead President.
But the second Tales from the Hood, a lot of people don't know this, actually had Keith David in it. He was the narrator or the devil or whoever that character is in that one. And that's just another movie. Now that movie compared to the first and the second one is not good. Like, he's just an iconic voice that he can carry something, like especially a scary movie, but just off of his voice alone. Just shout out to him, man. He definitely deserved that iconic Walk of Fame star, man. And on some real shit, Hollywood and America in general, stop giving our heroes they just do so late. Stop giving our greats their roses so late. He should have been had that. It shouldn't have been no question. You know, it's people that's starting to receive awards and lifetime achievement awards that should have been had them. I mean, I guess it's better late than never, but I'd rather, you know what I'm saying, give them Jones when they deserve them the most.
That's a lot better.
So like, do you got anything else you want to get in mind before we get into this top 50 East Coast rappers unveil?
Oh, let's get into it, man.
All right, man. So we doing 30 to 21 today, bro.
You know, so far, this is our 3rd week.
This is our 3rd week.
You know, we've been releasing our list of the top 50 East Coast rappers. Like I said, we got from 30 to 21.
Earlier, I did a little reaction video.
Oh, hold on.
No. I'm setting you up. I promise you.
All right, cool.
I'm setting you up. I did a little reaction video, and I had alluded to this during my reaction video. For those of you that saw it, you guys know what I'm talking about. But I'm gonna let my co-host say it, but we got a disclaimer for you guys. You know what I'm saying? Because I just feel like y'all not paying attention. Pay attention.
So again, when it comes to the list, this is not a list of top 50 best lyricists. This is not what this is. So if that is what you think this is, you're wrong. Dead ass wrong. All right. This is overall list. What do we mean by overall? That we usually mean, so yes, lyricism is a component. Impact is a component. Certain marks that you made in history. You know, there's different avenues and things that you have.
Song making.
Celebrity, your overall celebrity, song making. Pretty much anything you can do, business acumen, anything that you can do as an artist. You know, it's all in
the totality of you, of everything you did goes into this. It's not just pen to page, rapidy rap, who can do it the best. If it was that, this list would look completely different.
Right, exactly. Like, we were just going by bars and bars alone. Yeah, it would be a different.
But with that being said, let's get into this starting at number 30, bro.
On affiliation.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Who we got at 30, man?
So we got in coming at number 30, right? Hold on, let me make sure all right, we got it coming at number 30. And you just said affiliations as well, right?
Sure.
Because that can boost you up a little bit, but it's also what you do on your own too. And this man on his own, his debut album, first week, he sold over 400,000.
400 of them things?
And that's physical copies. This particular artist came out back in the day when we barely had chirp phones.
Yeah,
I'm saying we had AOL, you know what I'm saying, back in the day. You know what I'm saying? Instant messages, AIM
unplug
shit.
the phone and plug it in. All right.
You damn right. You had to wait.
What is?
This guy right here, some people might call him PLK. And if you know what that means Punchline King. There's nobody other than Lloyd motherfucking Banks coming in at number 30.
Lloyd Banks. Queens?
Out of Queens, Southside, one of the G-Unit greatest representatives, one of the best punchline rappers you will ever hear. This arguments is so funny when we sit there and we talk about barbershop arguments. I had and seen people have arguments about who's the better punchline rapper, Big L, Fabulous, Cassidy, Lloyd Banks. Lloyd Banks' name will forever be thrown in a lyricist category. When you talk about who can rap their ass off, hey, what about Lloyd Banks?
We forget this guy. He's made. Not only did he have the mixtape, he had those lyrical, but he had big records as well.
Hits.
On Fire, Armor,
Sunshine. Or was that G-Unit?
That was Sunshine.
Oh shit, yeah, Sunshine was a little flip there.
But yeah,
different light skinned nigga.
It's 101.
Stunt 101. Yeah, hell yeah. I mean, iconic verse on the Victory freestyle. Yeah. Oh my god, the verse on "Don't Push Me," the song with him and Eminem and 50 Cent. See, like when you got people that can refer to you for your verses, that's how you know you really one of them ones. Some people might be like, "Oh yeah, I remember that song," or "I remember him for a particular song." Banks, you can remember him for verses. You can remember where you was at when you heard him on a radio freestyle. Or you can remember when you first heard him on, you know what I'm saying, one of them mixtapes and shit. Or
one of my favorite series to listen to right now was actually what he has, COTI, which is Course of the Inevitable.
Yeah, hell yeah. Hell yeah.
I love all three.
The Halloween Havoc series was dope as hell.
Oh yeah.
My favorite
All or Nothing series.
My favorite album from Lloyd Banks is Hunger for More 2. Okay. I just think that's a great album. I think that was where he should have been able to take off, in my opinion. Maybe it came a little too late after the first. Shout out to the Rotten Apple too.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? keep it moving at 29. At 29, this person right here might surprise y'all for real. But I gotta be honest with you, bro. I was considering moving this person up. So recently, this person announced that they was dropping an album after their 8 years since they dropped their first one.
So who? 8 years.
In 8 years, at 29. And once this person announced that they was dropping a new album, 1.5 million in pre-sale.
1.5?
First fucking day.
1.5?
We got Cardi B coming in at 29, y'all. And honestly, y'all might hate this shit. I don't give a fuck personally, but y'all might hate this shit, right? But I think that we got her ass too low, especially based off of the new facts that we had. You know what I'm saying? We didn't have these facts when we made the list.
0.5 in pre-sales is pretty goddamn
crazy, especially in this day and age. You know what I'm saying? There's not too many people.
Following is strong.
There's not too many people that's doing that in this day and age, especially after an 8-year hiatus of making a goddamn album. She's putting 5-year-old singles on this album, and people are not going to bat an eye at that.
Like it, hate it or love it, right?
I'm not mad at it personally. Do your thing. But I can understand why she's low. I can understand when you do have a group of writers, you can't be ranked above too many.
It's not a lyricist list.
It's not.
It's not a lyricist list.
It's not a lyricist list. It's a rapper's list.
A lot of money connected to that list.
Everything comes into play. You want to know how everything comes into play? Because the very next person ain't no motherfucking rapper. And don't care if he write rhymes, motherfucker, he write checks. We got goddamn Notorious D.I.D.D.Y.
He told y'all he can't stop.
He said, not guilty, but still filthy. He said that shit back then.
Yeah,
he let you niggas know that he was a filthy motherfucker back then.
Nah, we ain't gonna do it. We ain't gonna do it like that. Listen, I mean,
you gotta give him some love.
I mean, not for nothing. I mean, Bad Boy,
iconic.
What was in the early '90s?
Iconic.
He's responsible, obviously for Craig Mack,
Oh yeah.
one of the greatest to ever pick up a mic.
Oh yeah.
Christopher Watt, Big.
Oh yeah. Yes, sir.
I mean,
the notorious one.
We talking about Mace, Lil Kim, all the
yeah.
Junior Mafia. I ain't gonna name everybody.
We ain't even gonna talk about the R&B, you know what I'm saying, stars that he didn't put on, you know what I'm saying? This is just strictly hip hop. You know, this is strictly hip hop.
I think, he had one of the better ears of the, of the 90s,
I'll give you that.
early 2000s.
Yes, sir.
And even before Bad Boy, the guy was an intern for Uptown Records under
He was.
Andre Herrera, where he worked with people like Jodeci
Yes,
and
sir.
Mary J. Blige.
Yes, sir.
Heavy D. You know what I mean? So he's always, I think, had a
great ear for a great ear and eye for talent. Listen, Diddy is a weird individual, but you cannot discredit what he's done in hip hop.
Right.
Leave the personal shit aside. What he's done in hip hop cannot be ignored or discredited.
I mean,
this man is responsible for some of the biggest moments in hip hop history.
He was an influencer before we would call people influencers.
Facts.
You know what I mean?
For real. Like, he was really a trendsetter and driver. You know what I'm saying?
Made the remix popular.
No bullshit.
You know what I mean?
No bullshit. No bullshit.
How he wouldn't put together those hip hop and those R&B collabs.
Hell yeah.
He did it in his time when he was did it better than anybody, really.
I don't disagree with you at all. I don't disagree with you at all. And on some real shit, like, if we're gonna be honest, right? Because like I said, we understand that he don't, you know what I'm saying, write his own shit or whatever. His songs is better than a lot of niggas that write their own shit.
I mean, his album is No Way Out.
Yeah.
And I'm not only that, man, great business acumen.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We have to give him credit for that. I mean, fashion, again, no fashion sense. I mean, for that time.
Cultural impact is through the roof. Through the roof. For real.
Yeah.
I mean, like, when it comes to, like, me personally, like I said, if it's a personal thing, I don't give a fuck about this man. When it comes to, like, what he did for hip hop, it can't be ignored, man. So, and I say this reluctantly, shout out to Diddy, yo. Coming in at number motherfucking 27. Only in hip hop terms, man. I'm not shouting out his personal shit, but coming in at number 27, I don't even know who we got, so let's unveil it. Shit, we got the Podfather himself. He's from Jersey.
Where we from?
We from Jersey. You know what I'm saying? Just a little bit. Just a little tiny bit. You know what I'm saying? It's not like we got him at number 25 or anything like that. It's 27. 27.
Mad spots to go.
You can't even get mad at him being at 27? And he low-key can out-rap half of the motherfuckers on this list.
Apparently, they think this is the lyricist list, so they shouldn't be mad at it, right?
Y'all always getting mad when lyricist is low. He higher than Diddy. So he higher than Diddy and he higher than Cardi B. You can't get mad at that, right? Yeah, I'm a Joe Budden fan, of course.
Yeah, I mean, I am as well.
Not to mention the impact he had in the podcast world, but just based off his music, I'm a huge fan of his mixtape work. You know what I'm saying? I was a huge fan of the Mood Music series. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm a huge fan of that whole series. You know, so
I think the biggest reason I think we have him placed at 27. I mean, honestly, he's just been able for pretty much about 25 years now. This man has been able to find different ways to constantly reinvent himself.
Thanks.
Just when you think he is the butt of the joke. And he usually turns it around on you guys. You know what I mean? He's always found a way. I mean, whether it's when the album thing, Def Jam situation didn't work, he found his way to mixtapes. Then when that didn't work, we're gonna do a look. No, he found his way to Love and Hip.
And all while developing Joe Budden TV.
Yeah, yes, right. One of the first people to really kind of move that internet thing around as well. Moving around with the camera and all that.
Because remember, we was watching podcasts when I named this podcast later. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Then you figure, you know what I mean, came back around, signed with Shady Records with a
Slaughterhouse,
a super lyricist super group.
Facts.
With him.
Dropped some dope ass albums too. Yeah. No Love Laws, Rage Against the Machine. Damn, what was the other joint? A Loose Quarter. You know what I'm saying? I think that might have been a mixtape for real. I'm not 100% sure. But all this shit, like, he was dropping under Shady, under Slaughterhouse and shit. And of course, Welcome to Our House, the Slaughterhouse album.
And as he said, and then obviously turned that into one of the biggest podcasts that's out, the Joe Budden podcast.
Hell yeah, Joe Budden Network, all that.
You gotta give people credit for being resilient.
Real. And constantly, like he said, reinventing this constantly.
I think people don't maybe look at it that way, but when you talk about peaks and valleys, your highs, your ups and downs, your highs and your lows, that's somebody who's a living testament to it, that you keep going. A lot of times when you're the first person over the hill, people, a lot of times people, again, they're making jokes, but ain't nobody making no jokes now.
Facts.
He is up.
A lot of people that was making jokes about Joe would love to be on this podcast right now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's a fact.
But who do we got higher than Joe coming in at number 20? And remember, guys, this is our list. If you don't like it, make sure you put down in the comments who you would have in these spots, man.
Yeah, shoot. Again, make y'all list. Let us know.
Hell yeah.
Put it all in the comments.
We got motherfucking Pusha T coming in at number 26.
Yes. Okay.
King Push, the king of the coke talk.
One half of the clips.
One half of one of the best rap duos in rap history. Shit. Shout out to Malice. He's made a triumphant return. I heard he's been spitting. I refuse to listen to anything until the album drop. I have not heard any of the singles.
So you ain't heard nothing?
None of the singles.
Yo, put in the comments what y'all feel about Ace Trumpet. You ain't even got to just put a fire emoji about
I
that's the
haven't
Ace
heard
Trumpet.
Ace Trumpets. What's the other one? So Be It?
Yeah, so
Haven't heard that either.
fire.
So and I haven't heard they said they leaked Kendrick verse for the Whips and Chains.
I didn't hear that yet.
I refuse to listen to anything.
So far,
same thing with JID. Until these albums drop.
Funny. You say you didn't hear it.
Until these albums drop.
You missed out.
Yeah, I'm not going to listen to nothing. I want to listen to it in its totality. But Push is a dope lyricist also. You know what I'm saying? For everybody that's stuck on that lyricist shit, he's a dope lyricist too. He's a dope song maker. I don't think he get enough credit for like his song making ability for real. When he want to make a hit, he can make a fucking hit. I just think that he doesn't focus on it. You know what I'm saying? He just focuses on making the music that he likes to make.
One of the dopest albums he was a part of, you know, Lord willing.
Oh, come on, bro. Real. For real.
Dope album.
Classic. Like all-time classic.
Yeah,
all-time
definitely a classic project.
One of my favorite albums, me and bro go back and forth on it all the time, but one of my favorite albums is Almost Dry. I love that album, bro. I love that album. I think that the production and his rapping on that shit was top tier.
How much did he shake up the hip hop world?
He changed a lot of perception for a lot of people when he put out Daytona and shit, boy. But shout out to him, bro. Like, we both Pusha T fans over here. And like I said, when we was making this East Coast list, we stopped at Virginia. So you won't see nobody lower than Virginia, and everything's going upward.
And we're just waiting on obviously this next clip.
Oh hell yeah! And that shit drops on the 11th. And when that shit dropped, God willing. You like how I did that? Yeah. God willing, we'll be together and we'll be reacting to it. So you guys make sure y'all tune into it too.
Subscribe.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. But who we got coming at number 25? Because we just said that we didn't put the Jersey Native at 25 because that would be biased, right?
I think so.
And so we wouldn't dare to put a Jersey Native at 25. So I wonder who we got at 25. Oh shit. All right, so we got Queen Latifah at number 25. It's a little bit.
It's a little bit.
It's a little bit. Your president is a felon, so you can't get mad at us. You can't get mad at us at all. She's, you know what I'm saying, when we talking about
kids, man.
What?
Hear about that?
No.
Yeah, supposedly, allegedly.
Right.
Right. They supposed to be passing a bill where they can beat kids in school again.
We got enough issues. That's a whole nother subject.
We'll talk about that.
Perfect. We already got at least one topic.
All right, so we got Queen Latifah.
So Queen is one of those women that impacted hip hop, entertainment, culture, everything. You know what I'm saying? She impacted literally everything. Let's not dismiss the fact that she was one of the best female MCs of all time. She still is one of the best female MCs. Don't get me wrong. Of course, she's repping Brick City, New Jersey. She's out of, you know what I'm saying, out of Jersey and shit. So shout out to our Jersey native. But that's not even it, bro. From her impact to TV, movies, stage acting, plays. Hell, she got fucking singing albums. You know what I'm saying?
From living singing.
Right. I'm telling you, she's one of the most versatile people that you will ever see in any realm.
Movie production. I mean,
Right. Yeah, everything.
Big as far as independent movie. Like you've seen Flavor Unit across the credit. Queen Latifah.
That's Queen, yeah.
Just so y'all know.
Facts. I mean, we iconic role and set it off. You know what I'm saying?
Set it off.
Iconic, yeah, of course. Iconic role at what was it, Khadijah, right? On and Living Single and shit. You know
on the way here, I did say, girl, I thought it looked just like Cleo.
Had the braids and everything. Yeah. Man. We still called him the Cleo braid. I think everybody in our community, you know what I'm saying, call that shit.
Singing that song when she was in the car.
Day after day.
Yeah, for sure. I would have seen.
One of the most iconic figures that we have in the entertainment realm. The Queen does not get enough credit, and she will get her flowers here on our podcast. Shout out to the Queen coming in at number 25. Coming in at number 24, who do we have right here? And I got an idea, but I'm not 100% sure. And it is my guy, Wallace.
You knew he was there.
Wale for Lauren. Shout out to my guy. This is like perfect timing. He got 2 new tracks out. You know what I'm saying? I reacted to both of them. The one, the CRG freestyle, and the other one is what's the name of that track again? Damn, I can't remember the name of the track.
Watch the Start?
Where to Start?
Where to Start?
Where to Start?
Where
This
to
shit.
Start.
Summer vibes all over that track. You know what I'm saying? You definitely want to be with your lady when you hear that track. Get you a nice little something to drink, maybe something to puff on, whatever is your flavor.
Man, where?
Wale from DC, PG County. I spent a little time out there. I might know a little bit of that area. That's where I was at in Job Corps. Shout out, they passed the bill to keep the Job Corps open. So shout out to the fact that we you know what I'm saying, still got that institution open for a lot of these kids that definitely needs that. But it's so funny because I was really thoroughly introduced to Wale when I was in goddamn Job Corps because I was in DC. That's right around the time that his verse on that goddamn what's the name of that shit? Girl, the way you move it, the No Hands.
Oh, Roscoe Dash Walker joint.
That was the verse, and Wale said it himself in plenty of interviews that basically saved his career. You know what I'm saying? Like,
you heard that, you was like, what's this, Mom?
Real live.
Mambo song.
I'm not even welling. But nah, for real though.
What's
like
your favorite Wale album?
My favorite Wale album, bro. Hands, like I can't say hands down because I think it fluctuates. You're like, look. I do this every time I talk about Wale or J. Cole or any of my favorite artists if I do have it. But you know, this is not my favorite album. This is just the one I have on vinyl. My favorite album from Wale is the album About Nothing.
Okay,
that's also right. That's also.
I like The Gifted, man.
You can't go wrong.
I like The Gifted.
I mean, like maybe out of his first 3 albums, you really can't go wrong with that. Wale is another great lyricist, another great storyteller. He makes some great songs,
great records. I mean, when it comes to dropping a single, very few people know. Some people are hit or miss. He's pretty much all hit, man. Some of his best records have been the records he picked as his singles.
That is.
Wale, I mean, I think it's fair to say when it comes to that, he's a beast.
Without a doubt. It's so funny because...
A little bit of a disconnect, but we'll talk about that another time.
No, I actually think that we can talk about it right now because I think this is the perfect opportunity to talk about that. So me and bro recently was just talking about the fact that Wale, in our eyes, has everything that you need to be a superstar. He makes great songs. He got a great pen. You know what I'm saying? I think that he's versatile as a motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? But there's a disconnect between him and the rest of the fans in hip hop. And we're trying to figure out what is that. And I came to the conclusion, I don't know if you agree with me or not, that it's his personality. Personality is what drives people away from his talent. It's kind of like the Kanye syndrome, but people never grew to love him first. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, there's a lot of artists who have that. I feel like
The Game is another one.
Yeah, and mind you, when we're saying this, it's from I feel like they have the talent. Is no different to me. And speaking for myself, to be on the same level as a Drake, Cole, and Kendrick.
Right.
I feel like that is there.
Right.
For certain artists, I feel Wale, Big Sean, like that.
Another great comparison right there.
You know what I mean? So people who can make who make the hit records have lyrical ability. I feel they have marketability. I think they're some of the biggest artists in their region, their section, their city. It's just for some reason it just doesn't connect. For some reason it just doesn't work.
Like I said, I just think that it might be his personality, especially in these interviews that he do. But then again, like me personally, I don't like to judge a lot of these celebrities or rappers, especially when we're talking hip hop. I don't like to judge them like I know these people personally because I don't. But I know a lot of fans will. If you do something in an interview, it would turn them off from your music completely. You know, it don't have to be. Your music could be dope as shit, but your personality can rub them the wrong way, and they just don't fuck with you. I think Wale is one of the dopest artists that we have, bro. The music that he make for our culture in general, I think need to be, you know what I'm saying, have a light shined on that a little bit more for real. Because he's always making some music. Black Girl Magic on Wow, That's Crazy. That's one of my favorite songs. You know what I'm saying? Black Bonnie and shit on I forgot what album that was on this shit. But of course, like songs like White Shoes and Cocaine White, you know what I'm saying? All these, like, he got some classic, even chain music, you know what I'm saying, back in the day, he got some classic tracks for the culture, us as shit, you know what I'm saying? That I think that need a little bit more respect when it comes to my boy Wallace, aka for Lauren and shit, bro. Airy Blue Moon and shit. But let's keep this shit going to number 23. Who we got coming in here? We got FABOLO US.
Brooklyn.
One of the dope. Look. And you know what's so funny about this group of MCs? What do they all got in common, chat? What they all got in common?
Maybe minus Type 2.
Maybe two of them. You know what I'm saying?
Minus two of
maybe
them.
two, but them two are close together. You know what I'm saying? Them two are close together and shit. But look at everybody else on this list.
That's for y'all, the lyricist fans. There's a lot of lyricists on this list. So.
Come on now. Fabulous is another artist that you could say, why didn't he get bigger than he was? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, again, very, in some ways, similar to kind of like Joe. To me, again, same thing. It's funny, kind of pretty much kind of came out of that same DJ.
Right, yeah,
thing. Can't.
Did a lot of work together, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
They had some of my favorite songs together, especially on them soul tapes and back.
Once you back, yeah. I mean, what else can we say about again? Amazing lyricist.
Another good song, another guy that could give you a hit whenever he wants to. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you want to do it for the females. You know what I'm saying? We know that Fab can give you something for the females anytime he wants to.
Yeah, we love. I mean, just off the soul tape series alone.
What?
We really don't need to say too much more about Fab, man. Like, again, man, in some ways, without even trying, effortlessly, like kind of like an influencer in his own right, man.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Facts, yeah.
25 years, maybe not your favorite albums, but just on mixtapes alone, soul tape.
Oh yeah, he definitely got impact.
Summertown shootouts
on hip hop culture in general. He got impact all over it.
For sure, man.
From his style, you know what I'm saying?
Many people that don't like Fab.
No, you can't. Fab is another a rapper like how we looked at Jadakiss, or how we looked at Lloyd Banks. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. He's one of those guys that you can't you remember when Fab did this verse? You know what I'm saying? Fab said this shit. You know what I'm saying? Or like with me, I like different eras of Fab. When Fab was on that nice era. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So like bro really is one of them ones when it comes to rapping. Like, just I'm talking about straight up bars. He's one of those ones. And when we talking about mixtapes, he might. When we do our Mount Rushmore, we might have to discuss putting him up on the Mount Rushmore mixtapes, because there's not too many people that got a better discography of mixtapes than Fab.
Even in 2025, there's really no signs after 25 years him slowing down, man.
Or aging and shit, like fucking Vampire.
Sure.
Man, look younger now than he did in 2003 and shit. What's going on, bro? He fixed that chip too, but got younger. So who we got in coming in number 22? Number 22, we had to make sure we came back to PA. And then y'all think, as soon as I say PA, I know y'all are thinking Philly. But hopefully we done with them Philly rappers. I ain't got nothing against them at all. But here we got it coming in number 22. We got Wiz Khalifa. So I'm gonna be completely honest with you guys. I don't know how you feel about Wiz. I was never a huge fan of Wiz until like later. I was a guy that caught Wiz, like I wasn't coming up with Wiz. You know what I'm saying? I didn't catch the what was it, Cushion Orange Juice? I think that's what his first shit was. I didn't catch that shit. I caught it. You know what I'm saying? Later, I didn't catch that shit when he was really popping. I wasn't feeling Wiz style when he first came out. Of course, as I grew and my ears grew, I definitely started to like a lot more of his music, a lot more of his style and shit. But what you think about Wiz, bro?
Yeah, again, another person like earlier on our list who kind of pushed the culture, for that smoke.
Oh yeah.
Black and Yellow, definitely. We talk about Pittsburgh. We can't name too many artists who ever came out of there. He really,
without a doubt. He got two anthems for two different teams. You know what I'm saying? We them boys, of course, for the Dallas Cowboys.
Another hit record maker.
Black and Yellow, and then he got the biggest record, I think, in history, right? With the "See You Again" shit.
Sound.
Wiz got, and then Young, Wild and Free with him and Snoop is one of the, one of the biggest records, especially in the summer. I hear that Mag and Devin go to high school.
I mean, school was still.
Word. He got Khalifa Kush. He got his own papers. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Wiz Khalifa don't get a lot of credit for his impact in hip hop and his what his songs did. And still do. You can play Black and Yellow anywhere and still get a reaction. You can play We Them Boys and still get a reaction. You can play See You Again and still get a reaction. It's probably gonna be a sad one, but it's still a reaction nonetheless. You know what I'm saying? Young, Wild and Free, you still gonna get a reaction, especially at like the kids, the college parties and shit.
Every time you go see Wiz Khalifa, man, it's gonna be in one of the biggest arenas in your state.
That's a fact.
That's the kind of audience
Rockstar
he
energy.
demands.
Rockstar energy
Sure.
and shit. And then we got closing out this section of the top 50 rappers, this
Right.
top 10. And it's so funny about this artist right here. He's another great lyricist, right? He recently said that he's a bar technician and shit, right? Bar technician, if you will. And he's one of my favorite MCs, period.
Last person, let's see who it is.
You might not be able to see him because he's a ghost. Goddamn Styles P, the ghost, boy. You like that, didn't you? You like that, didn't you? Some people might thought John Cena was coming when I say you couldn't see him. But Styles P is up here, man. And I go straight to the Ghost of the Gentleman. You know what I'm saying? I go straight to that. That's one of my favorite albums of all time and shit.
Here,
you know what I'm saying? Like, it's one of my favorite albums of all time. Of course, all of his work.
Street, my favorite.
Of course. But you know what I'm saying? Of course, his work with the Lots and D Block and everything.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Rough Riders. Never had
one of Drew proteges of Big.
And never having the worst verse on any track. Any track, he never had the worst verse. Might have been, you know what I'm saying? Might have been second to last or whatever, something like that, but never had the worst verse, in my opinion. I haven't listened to every fucking Styles P track.
But he seems like you know.
And every Styles P track I've listened to, especially the ones that he's featured on, he ain't coming up short on none of them. You know what I'm saying? He's not.
Sure.
When he say he's a bar technician, he lives up to that shit. He lives up to that shit. He's also another rapper that can talk from perspective of things. You know, we talked about this before when I was mentioning Nas' perspective when he was talking about rapping from Beef's perspective. Styles P, you know what I'm saying? I forgot the name of the song, but he was rapping about the guns and the knives and he was rapping from their perspectives. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he's an MC.
Right. So one of the best. Of course, he got one of the best weed songs of all time. You know what I'm saying? With the I Get High song. And he got one of the most impactful songs of all time with the Locked Up song. Him and Akon. You know what I'm saying?
You talk about even from the aspect of growth, man. Listen, he out here singing drugs.
That's a fact, yeah. He out here juicing this shit.
No pushing the healthy lifestyle.
No steroids.
You know what I mean? Out here pushing the healthy lifestyle, man. Listen, I'll tell you a personal story to myself. You know, 2020 when COVID was going on, and that was I ended up getting COVID. So one of the things I pharmacy for life, right? Which is he has like different vitamins and different things. And I was taking those CMOS.
Oh hell yeah,
pills, man.
And that shit helped you out. Hell yeah.
I take that oil, oregano, and all that stuff to the day.
Styles is one of those OGs that we do need to shine a little bit lighter light on. You know what I'm saying? A brighter light on, because he's one of those guys that we watch turn his whole style around from being the gangster killer nigga that was eating Burger King every day to being, you know what I'm saying, one of the healthiest niggas that care about. I don't know if you remember this, right? It was a while back, maybe a couple years, maybe 2 years ago, And shit, a lady was being harassed on the street by the police, and Styles P was there. He stopped the whole situation. So,
I remember that. Yeah.
Put himself in harm's way to protect a black woman that didn't know who the fuck he was. You know what I'm saying? So that's the type of man that he's became, rather than the type of person that I'm not gonna repeat the bar that he said. But for those who was around when State Property and Locks was beefing, but he had said a bar about Aaliyah and those people, you know what I'm saying, back in the day and shit, God bless her soul, that I won't repeat on this podcast. But you see that the growth in this man from that time to now, and how much he care about the younger generation too. He want to see the younger generation succeed and be better than his generation when it comes to making sure that you're financially stable, making sure that you're mentally stable. He pushes that narrative a lot. So big ups to Styles for real, bro.
I think that concludes our 30 to 21 list for this week.
That definitely
of our top 50 East Coast rappers on this week.
And remember, this is our list. And if you don't like it, I don't give a fuck personally. But if you don't like it, make sure you put yours down in the bottom so we can critique that. You ain't gonna just critique our shit, and then we don't got nothing to critique from you.
And we want to see y'all list too, man. We want you guys to comment what y'all think of this 21 to 30 people this week.
I think this is one of the best lists that you will find.
Yeah, and again, if you guys think you guys want to put it in a different order, tell us how you would.
Thanks. So now that we got that out the way, bro, I got one last thing for you before we get up out of here.
All right, man.
We got the question of the week. And this question of the week, in the sense of, because this was, in my opinion, this was a hip-hop centric episode. I said, let's have a hip-hop question. And the question is, what's a moment in hip-hop history you wish you could have seen or witnessed in person, right? So I don't know. Would you like to go first, or you want me to go first?
I'll go first of mine.
Do your thing.
I mean, it's so many. I would be sitting here just racking my brain, and no matter what I pick, I'm gonna find something else different to try to overtop it. But y'all don't know my favorite. Me and him have debates back and forth. His favorite rapper is Biggie. My favorite rapper is Jay-Z.
Right.
But I don't know if you know, or I think you do. But it's crazy because one of my favorite albums of all time, of anyone, is definitely Ready to Die.
Oh, yeah.
So I would have liked to be there for the recording of that.
Okay, I ain't mad at that.
That's one of my
yeah.
favorite albums to put in. I mean, I don't got to do nothing. I just put it in.
I mean, from the stories, it would have been a lot of weed
Yeah.
smoke in that room. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
Best stories. But bro, like that's a good ass answer.
Or any Jay-Z album.
Or any Jay-Z album. You know what? Mine's is a song. I'm not gonna go to an album or you know what I'm saying. Mine's is a song, and mine's is a particular song from DMX. It's
I'm sorry. I meant Life After
Life After Death.
I'm
Okay,
sorry. Life After Death is one of my favorite albums.
that's
of all
cool.
time.
It's cool. You can't go
I like
wrong with
Ready
either
to Die.
one. I'm about to say
I
you can't go wrong with
Of
either one.
course,
No doubt. No doubt. Mine will be, and I want to say it's Damien 3. Hey, yo, D, it's your nigga D. What the fuck? You forgot about me? You been real good lately. You didn't get a shout out on my last album, which you hate me. One of my favorite DMX songs. Like, I love that fucking song. I love that whole series, Damien 1, 2, and 3. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I just wanted to witness because, like, I feel like X like definitely gets in character. You know what I'm saying? I feel like because he's an actor at heart, in my opinion. He was a hell of an actor too. God bless him. But I just feel like witnessing something like that, you know what I'm saying, especially knowing how spiritual X was, you know what I'm saying? So being able to witness something like that would have been dope as shit. Watch is one of the greatest of all time. It's kind of like same thing with how I felt about goddamn Give Me the Loot. You know what I'm saying? Just being able to watch somebody speak from two different perspectives. I would have loved. I mean, now I'm just thinking the shit like you said. Now shit just piling up going in my head and shit.
Yeah, exactly.
I would have loved to sit in on Nas when he did Rewind. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Sitting on Nas is crazy work, bro. All right, so we're gonna get ready to get done this podcast and shit.
Again, man, we support DC33.
Hell yeah.
1,500 subscribers. Again, thank you. Look forward to some. We're gonna have some more different things coming up really, really soon. So just stay tuned.
on the lookout. Stay on the lookout. We posting new content every single day. Make sure you guys subscribing over on Patreon to become a buddy. We're gonna have some exclusive content with us too very, very soon, man. Very soon up there. So we appreciate you guys as always and forever. Stay fried, my friends. Peace and love.